They are not like you lah. You eat cai fan every day.
That's why
$4, $5.
in Singapore, we have this, is it how many C's? 5 C's.
Rachel.
And I'm Bjorn.
And welcome back to Grow Your Money Podcast. And today, Bjorn, our topic, right, is something that is very interesting, which is FIRE movement.
What's the FIRE stands for?
FIRE means fire your boss. Okay, just kidding. FIRE means financial independence, retire early.
So this FIRE movement is a very common term that I think Singaporeans we have heard of when you start working, that to always achieve what we call the FIRE movement, right? So I think that all of us in Singapore, we always we need to have financial freedom and we need to retire early. But Rachel, so it depends, right? Each one of us are different. So to you, right, what does FIRE means to you actually?
I think, right, FIRE very interestingly, right, FIRE is like flaming, right? But I think it really means to have the freedom, because FIRE, right, okay, if let's say there's a fire, it will spread, right? And for FIRE, I think it really means freedom to me. Okay, like FF lah, which is financial freedom. So to really have that FIRE movement, right, is meaning that you can do whatever you want and you can just retire early lor. Yeah, so I think very, very simple lah. Financial freedom and also FIRE just means you can do anything you want and you have the choice whether you want to work or not.
I agree with what you said lah. Actually, to me, it's quite similar. It's more of like having the choice to do what you want. I think financial freedom is a very, very big term, right? Because at least to me, what I realized was that yes, it's good to work hard and get the money, right? That's what we are working for. But I think more than that, of financial freedom is understanding, at least for myself, how much is financial freedom? Because most of us, right, there's also another saying, right, which is you need to have 1 million by 65, right?
1 million by 65? Actually, not
heard of it before. It's a CPF. They say you can build your wealth 1 million by 65 lah.
Yeah.
And that is the goal, right? But I think it's not only about the money, but it's more of like, okay, every single day, right, whether you have that freedom, right, like what you say, right, it might not only be financial, right, because it can be you having the freedom to do things with your family and things like that.
Yeah.
And sometimes, right, actually you no need, some people think like, oh, 1 month I need to make $10,000.
Wow, very stressed like that. You always have to make yourself forced to have that $10,000.
But sometimes if like individual income, you 4,000, 5,000, honestly, it gives you the time to spend with your loved ones, right? I think that is a way of financial freedom as well.
Yeah.
So and of course retiring early lah, which is doing what you want, and everyone says travel around the world lah.
Yeah. Actually, right, very interestingly, one of our common friends, right, actually last weekend told us that, do you think that $2 million is enough to retire in Singapore? 2 million Sing dollars lah. And then I told him, maybe 2 million not enough lah. 2 million USD maybe enough. So I was thinking, actually, if you have $2 million, right, and you just do like 2% every single month, it's quite possible to retire.
Yeah. Actually, 1 million is okay. Because you see, you want 1 million, right? And usually in Singapore, people will say, you invest in dividend companies. And actually in Singapore, or you invest, let's just say in Singapore context, right, getting a 5% yield is pretty reasonable for some of the companies like banks and things like that, right? And if you calculate, right, if you got 1 million and you invest the 1 million, let's just assume 1 million investable, right? You do the math, 5% of 1 million is 50,000. 50,000.
The 5% is not every single month give you They
give
you every
1 year,
quarter.
Right? So if you analyze 1 year 5%, that means 1 year 5%. So with 1 million, that gives you 50K, right?
Yeah.
So 50K. So it depends on life stage. Of course, when we are younger, that might be enough. You're building family, but especially if it's for as we work towards our retirement, right? Because the end goal, right? If you work towards the 1 million goal, right? 50,000 per year, that's about 4,000 per month. If you think about
you don't need to put CPF.
4,000 per month, right? And if let's say your work is okay, you make 4,000, right? And if your family, your kids are grown, actually that's quite sustainable in Singapore. I mean, you don't go and splurge on car, you don't go and like every day eat good food. 4,000 per month in Singapore, okay what?
But actually, right, if you look at the average income of Singaporeans, or in general, right, I think it's about $5,000 per month. But must minus all the tax and the CPF lah. Then you minus your car and your house. then your take maybe about 3,000 plus.
Yeah, depends. I guess it's all stage of life as well. So to me, I think 1 million is okay lah. Because I mean, if you have yeah, if you stay in if you have a lot of house, you have a lot of commitments. Then yeah, maybe you need more.
Yeah.
But if let's say, I mean, I'm speaking, I'm an average Singaporean lah. Okay, so let's say you're a middle class Singaporean, you own a HDB, you don't have a car, maybe you have a cheap car, and all. Honestly, I think 1 million is okay.
Yeah.
Right. And ultimately, yeah, because we can earn that, but it also depends on how much we save, ma.
But it's very hard to compare, because some people maybe they go and buy branded, they you know they are not like you lah. You eat cai fan every day.
That's why
$5.
in Singapore we have this is it how many C's 5 C's what last time the 5 C's.
Condo, credit card,
the community country club. The last one is I cannot remember what is it lah. But then this is the 5C lah. But do you need it? I think it's like the.
It's a good to have.
It's a good to have lah.
Yeah. And
but I think for financial achieving FIRE, it also depends on you have to. This is a very interesting thing because a lot of times we say, oh, we have to chiong to reach FIRE ma. But you know, sometimes it goes back to the mindset when you chiong to go FIRE. Chiong means rush. When you rush to reach this FIRE state, right? Are you actually happier or are you actually stressed reaching that? Like to you, I mean, we are both about the age, right?
Yeah.
Like we all work towards there. So I think a thought comes to my mind also. If we work so hard and rush for FIRE, but in the meantime we give up on so many other stuff that matters in this moment in life, right? Will we regret it down the road? What do you think?
Actually, right, if you put it into numbers, I think it's very stressed. Like every single month, I have to bring home like maybe $5,000, $6,000. But actually, if you think about it, I'm young right now. Maybe you are in your 20s, your early 30s, you are okay to chiong, right? And then maybe in your 40s and 50s, you become a bit more relaxed. So you stress first, but later on you relax. What do you think?
So delayed gratification for our Chinese viewer, we call this a 先苦后甜 I'm a very strong believer of that 先苦后甜 I always think that that whenever we can, we should always kind of save up rainy days. I think it boils back down to what we do, which is investing, right? Which is having patience and like, hey, sometimes you don't need to make money every single day, but what if you can live a very frugal life, right? Down to earth life, save the money as you work hard while you're young, exactly like what you said. And then down the road we have that pot of gold lah. I think it relates a lot and as to
actually,
right?
If you think about it, right, if you like segregate your savings properly, and maybe every single month you just take that 5% and 10% of your salary, you just set it aside for your fund. Then maybe you're not so stressed.
You mean invest?
The 5% of your salary, you just save it for like travel, like your hobbies.
Okay.
Like you don't really need to squeeze until yourself tight lah. Every day eat cai fan, then you know you can go date night with your wife. You can use that 5%. You know, just have some enjoyment in your life lah. Don't go and like, every day I need to just $10. Then very 辛苦, you know.
Yeah. I think I think in Singapore, right, we are society, not just in Singapore, we are always kind of brought up in a way that especially now with social media, we see a lot of people having a lot of things. And more often than not, we feel like we need them. So I give you a very good example. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of cars on my profile. Right.
Is it called
it's not. But then there's a lot of different EV cars come to Singapore. It's really very nice.
The BYD,
BYD and things like that. And then you would think, hey, I want a car. But if you want a car, right? But the question is, do you actually need them or not? Right. So
actually, I feel if you got kids, you need a car.
Yes, correct. Yeah. The thing is, do you need a car that is worth that amount, right? So you get what I mean, right? Like some of us might think, we want some of us might think we want a BYD example. But what if
very nice there, the car.
Correct.
So
that is a one, right? That is a one, right? But it works. You get what I mean? So
more reliable also. Won't break down so often.
True. I guess it also just goes down to, I think I'm a very strong believer of living frugally lah. Like always you should always learn to live below your means. That's what I learned to.
That's like Warren Buffett's style lah.
Yeah, having the mindset of delayed gratification, like what we spoke about, and self-discipline, right? I think it's a very easy trap to fall into, right? All of us, it's okay to indulge once in a while.
Yep.
I think especially when we talk about for anyone of us trying to achieve these 5 years, whichever our goal might be, right? I think that one of the fastest way to reach that state, right, really for us to live below our means. Like, okay, maybe what I mean by live below our means, this is a very simple analogy. Cai fan, we don't order one fish lah. We don't order one fish, one meat, one veg.
But I like to eat fish
maybe we order 2 veg, 1 meat. Right, it's our stomach.
Yeah,
right, at the end of the day, it fills our stomach. So I guess that is the main thing. Of course, these are all sacrifices.
Yeah.
Right.
I think like another way to think about it, right? Let's say if you have something that you want to achieve, like a milestone in your life, like maybe if you did well in your career, you got a promotion, then maybe you can say that, oh, since I reached this milestone, then I reward myself a little bit with like something lah, like maybe you set aside the 5%, right? Then okay, I reached this goal, then go and buy this thing that I really want. But not every single piece of your clothing or your accessories, your bags, everything need to be branded. Maybe you can have one thing that is like, oh, something that you can use again and again, because sometimes like really good things are expensive.
Yeah.
You know, like branded stuff, they are really very durable. And next time, right, you can still sell the thing for value. Like if you really think that, okay, maybe this one out of style already, you don't really like it anymore, then you can still sell it. So I think that there's still different ways to think about it. And that's the mindset of investors as well.
Yeah.
Like you invest in something that has a future value, just like businesses. And I know that people who invest in watches, bags, actually they make a living out of it as well. So the difference actually is you are using what kind of mindset when you are buying those things. So Bjorn, what's your mindset about FIRE? What do you think about money?
Well, my mindset about FIRE is really I think that the idea of achieving FIRE has been there. I guess to put it simply, it's just doing what you want to do, while still living frugally, right? Living frugally and living below your means, that you have the time for everyone. I think to me that is freedom of and freedom of has to come to level of money lah. So to me is that I think the mindset shift that I got from there is that many times is about, like, the idea is retiring early. I think what people the mindset shift that I got is that if you want to retire early, you have to start early, right? So I think a lot of people realize very late. And it's understandable. Why? Because from how lives move, we sometimes procrastinate things, right? We focus so much on our career, we focus so much on other stuff that we push all this stuff to later. You have to know that these kind of things, while it can, we always have to have a buffer, right? And one of the buffer is, of course, one of it is investing, which we talk about quite a bit, right? Because if we start early from there, I think that there are studies being done, right? If you just invest $500 every single month, right, when you're 20, compared to your 30s, right, I think the difference is millions of dollars.
Yeah,
right?
It's a very big difference.
So I think that was a mindset shift to start early. So unfortunately, I didn't start as early. I think I started when I was 23. Not as early then, but at the very least, I start when I don't have a lot of money. So when I lose money, it's not so pain lah. It's true lah. But what was your mindset shift on your end?
I have friends that sidetrack. They start investing 18 years old. But they just only have $100 lah. Then not much difference lah. 23 years old, then you start working already, you got more capital lah. At least you have maybe a few $1,000s every single month to invest lah. Yeah. My mindset for investing, I think it hasn't changed ever since I started. I think mainly it is to just keep growing my money, because I'm a person that if I don't work, right, I feel very gao wei. Imagine like you are retired and you are only in your 30s, then you have no meaning in life already. Okay, there are people that go and do missionaries, they go do like volunteer work, charity work. I think those are also very impressive. But for me, that even though I have my money working for me, I still want to have some meaning in life, like something that challenges me to work towards something lah. If not, very boring. You every day you just look at the charts, then you nothing to do, you go and sleep.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. What would you do if you financially free already?
Wow, financially okay. That's
day
okay.
to day.
Now is the dream, right?
Yeah.
I think even if I'm financially free, I think I will still spend time doing what I'm doing now, which is basically I like to news and see basically read about companies lah. I thought I'll still be investing. That's probably where I'll be spending my time. I think that I will be looking and doing hobbies together with my wife.
What kind of hobbies?
Hobbies are don't know man, don't know things couple stuff together lah. I think those are the stuff and really spending a lot of time with family, right? And I think that's what I'll be doing.
Yeah.
If I retire, I believe that I will still be doing what I'm doing. I don't think I'll be just watching Netflix my whole day or things
then
like
you
that.
become
Exercise,
very
yeah.
bored.
But how do you envision your FIRE life to be?
I think mostly it will, like a lot of Singaporeans, like travel the world, see more things, and just like Bjorn, spending more time with family, especially with parents lah. I think that is something that really speaks to me. And also my parents are getting older lah, and my in-laws also not that young anymore. So most likely I will also try to bring them overseas, just be more relaxed lah. If let's say I'm not type any schedule, you're 9 to 5, right? Then people always talk about your 5 to 9 is actually where you actually grow the most as well, not your 9 to 5. So I think it's very interesting that a lot of Singaporeans, they want to go for this FIRE movement, but they never really go and think about what are they going to do after they achieve the financial freedom. Because I have a lot of friends that we call them the 做博 gang. I think you know them also.
Yeah.
Our friends that are financially free, but then when I ask them, what do they do on their day-to-day basis? Then they say, nothing, we just very bored lor. I'm trying to find things to do. Then I'm like, then why you don't just go and continue to find a job or like maybe even part-time, to just meet more people. And some of them actually go and drive Grab as well, just because they crave that human interaction. Yeah. So Bjorn, what do you think is the biggest sacrifice right now?
I think, at least for me I think the biggest sacrifice that actually no one actually talks about is the idea that even though now we're in our 30s, we have we feel like we are at the peak of our career and things like that. Unfortunately, while we are working towards FIRE, what it requires is time. Right, when you have to spend a lot of time, like what Rachel said, you work your 9 to 5 and you have your 5 to 9 after that. So the biggest sacrifice that I find myself giving up is time, and not just time that I don't have enough time, that the time that I can use to build stronger relationships with my wife, or the time that I can use to just go at my parents. More often than not, those time are being used to build. To reach this state of FIRE. So I that is the biggest sacrifice that I have to give up. I think a good example was recently, right, when we had some our classes on the weekends, right? Those are times where
Most precious weekends.
Right, that we are not that we have to do it, right, serving the people, but those are also time that we have to prepare, like the nights that we have to prepare, right? Those are times we are giving up with our loved ones to do that. So to me, I think that's the biggest sacrifice, time. But I also believe that there can be a balance, right? Of knowing what matters to you and where to draw that line as well.
I think it's definitely something that you need to consciously put effort and your mind to it. Because if, let's say, for example, last weekend we were doing a class, then we don't have time for our spouse, right? Then maybe this week we intentionally set out a time for like maybe a date night, or even this weekend. Actually, I also spend more time with my partner as well. We actually went to JB. We spent the whole day together. So maybe if you missed out on a weekend, you can just spend another weekend together. But really intentionally set, maybe like don't go and touch your handphone, don't go and touch while you're out on the date lah. So I think it's important that even though we are aiming for this FIRE movement, right, we still need to prioritize our health, our wealth, our relationship. Okay, this is like the 3 things that really make up your life lah. Don't go and, because you're chasing for FIRE, you go and do like maybe additional stuff. In the end, you look back 10 years later, then you feel like, oh, actually I missed out on my family's early years or my kids' early years. You are chasing for this and you are chasing very hard. It's good to chase hard, but it's also good to intentionally, set aside time for it. Yeah.
So, Richard, before we end this podcast, let's just give one more last, right, and then you can share, I can share. So, for those of us who are looking to achieve FIRE, right, what is one advice that you will give them? Short and sweet, like one sentence, two sentences. What is one advice that you give to all our viewers looking to achieve FIRE?
One advice, don't make life too hard for yourself. I think that's really a key thing. Yeah, what about you, Bjorn?
Thing is, never forget the people that you're doing it for. Yeah, never forget the people you're doing it for. Yeah, whatever that you're trying to achieve, I think that is what cause that's what we are doing. We don't want to end up trying to achieve this. Then it's very funny one. You are trying to work hard to give a better life for them, but while you're doing that, you're giving up the time for them. Then once you have the better life for them, they might not to enjoy it anymore.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I think it's really never forget who you're doing it for.
So guys, make sure you spend time with your loved ones, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks Bjorn and also you guys as well for watching our Grow Your Money podcast. This is our second episode, and if you have any things that you want us to discuss about, you can also put it in the comments below, and also to subscribe to us and also share with your friends what our podcast is about.
Yeah, we're looking forward to speak with you more. It's just day-to-day things that all of us are facing, and for literally how to grow your money. And we don't know what we don't know, right? So to thoughts, but be sure to, like what Richard said, like and subscribe to this video so we can bring more of this content to you.
Alright, we've come to the end of this episode. Hope to see you guys in the next episode.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.